Hey, this is Ed Arneson, and this is Pacific Northwest Exposed. If you haven't tuned in before and your first time, I'm at the Hoh Rainforest in the Olympic National Park, and I came in last night, actually yesterday afternoon about 5 o'clock, and it's been raining for days, you know, in the Pacific Northwest here, and especially in the rainforest, hence the name Rainforest. So I got in about 5 and started hiking in. I hiked till about 8 o'clock, and it's sunset's about before 9 anyway, 8:45, I'm not sure. So hiked until about dark and down on the Hoh River, and I'm in the rainforest here. It's prime right now, even though it rained basically during my whole 3 hours of hiking, yet everything is lush and green and alive. And I'd rather do this now than midsummer where things are dried out and looking a little brown and pale. So I picked a spot, slept in my car. Actually, I didn't sleep as usual last night. So from about 10 till about 4, just laid here, tossed and turned, trying to keep warm. So waiting for daylight. Usually by 5 now it's starting to get light, and it is, let me look here, quarter till just about. So I can see the skies starting to lighten up a bit, and actually the rain has lightened up as well. Pardon me while I adjust things here. So you might be able to hear the rain on the top of the car, the vehicle here, but I might get a little break. I got pretty wet yesterday, but it was worth it. So I just wanted to rush in and shoot, get my imagery last evening before dark, and save the vlog until today. So I'll take you with me, and hope you come along. See you later. Well, I hit the trail in the dark 5:30, so it's just about 6:30, and no rain. There's partial clearing. I'm hoping that low cloud cover will stay, but if the sun breaks through and casts some rays through the rainforest, I'm good with that. So either way, little sunlight coming through or fog, low clouds over the forest and the river. So I'm just hiking along, and I saw this scene here. I'm heading down the trail that way, and I took a few exposures right there, f6, and really to let a lot of that color and light in. I usually shoot in f11. That seems to be the sweet spot for my Sigma lens. And so anyway, lush, green, low clouds over there on the other side of the river in the distance. So anyway, there's some creek evidently that I'll be coming up to, so I'll check in when I hit that point. So I'm walking along the trail, and I look to my right. I spooked about 3 female elk in this area, so I got my camera out, started shooting away, and I hear this thump thump, and I look up the trail, and here comes Daddy, comes down, and he stands right on the trail, right up there. So I ran off a few shots of him. And now for the longest time, he's just standing there to the left of that tree and watching the girls right over there who are grazing the tender shoots off that foliage in there. So he's just standing there on guard for the longest time. pretty cool. They can be aggressive out here in the Hoh Rainforest, and so fortunately he looked at me, checked me out, and he moved on down. He's more interested in the females, so I'm just keeping my distance, keeping back before I head up the trail. I want him to move on further down toward them in the river. Pretty sweet. So I was thinking, man, it's been about an hour and a half I've been on the trail. The creek was only supposed to be 1 point something miles. Anyway, I found it here. So I set up here on the bridge, put the field closures here, but I didn't know there were waterfalls up here creating this creek. So that's an added bonus. I took my camera off the tripod and shot portrait style up there to the falls. Moving up here, I can get a better shot at that, and I'll try to pop off a few more shots without that tree in the way. My 4K video vlogging camera batteries died. I've had some issues. I've used the Osmo Plus DJI for a long time, and it got to the point to where I even had to tape it together with duct tape. And anyway, having a hard time with batteries. I've bought new batteries and just issues, so it's time to retire it and pick up another, do a little research, pick up another camera for that. So I'm using my Canon here, and I don't really do video with my Canon, but here it is anyway. So I did, before my battery died, I found another set of falls up there, and pretty spectacular. I couldn't get really close to it, but there's this low cloud and fog running through the forest on this side, and it was nice. I was able to capture through the forest, get that set of falls with some mist in the background, as well as an old tree covered with moss. So that was pretty cool. And found this outlet here that came down to the beach, this gravel bar, and the river just splits out, as the Hoh does, splits and forks in all sort of directions. So I looked up at that mountain there, and it's covered in light snow. So chilly last night, for sure. Like I said, it rained pretty much all night down in camp. So I took a few exposures of this with the log in the front and those nice riverbank trees right there. Clouds rolling over the hills, and I think I caught that snow on the top. So moving on. Well, I didn't go much further than when I was talking to you about the Osmo. And that one beach area. I went up and the trail started to close up a bit, and from here on you just go up into the Olympics further and further toward Mount Olympus. But what I shot last coming on up was this set of trees here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the fern here just to the right, and I stacked it with the fern and then the center tree, and then the third shot out further. So I thought that was quite nice. And of course the lighting is now changing quite. The ultraviolet is a bit intense now at times. Fortunately though, there's high clouds and still some fog layer behind me on the other slope. So making my way back, again 5:30 to at least 9:30. So I figure I'll be back, make a couple stops along the way and check in with you. Again, my video camera is shot right now, so I'm using my Canon for video, and we'll see how this turns out. So I'll catch you later. And last night shooting until dark, wandering around among these old growth timbers and the moss in the rain, definitely was a confirmation that I'm in the rainforest, and it's pretty phenomenal. So, and the Hoh River, it's pretty mighty. It's an amazing river, and when you look at it closely, it's just beautiful. A lot of blue-green holes, you know, in the deeper areas and whatnot. A lot of wide open spaces and sandbars and forks. So it's a gorgeous, gorgeous river right here in the Olympic Mountains, Olympic National Park. Well, I made it back to the vehicle. That was 6 miles approximate. I started at 5:30, got back to the car here about 12:45. So it's a good workout. Not much elevation though. The trail is muddy, but you don't really climb that much. So I shot trees this morning, some beautiful low clouds and fog, sunlight coming through. And then it got quite bright, and so shot elk as well in some of the river. I was going to step aside at the bank on the riverbed out there where I was last night shooting in the rain and conclude things there, but I passed the trail. I got back here sooner than I thought, and I missed the landmark to get to the beach. So that's it for now. This is Olympic National Park and the Hoh River Trail, and if you haven't ever been here, put it on your list of things to do. And again, a reminder, hit the like button if you like this. All right, thanks.